as it'll go. Let it spin to the end, right around the roll. I line every time, tearing through the wall. Sonic boom to the room, come burning like a cannonball. Cannonball, rise and fall. Cannonball has got away. I've been breaking, making it so long. Way down low where the light is gone. Now I see life of me turning on the way. Suddenly, fed up free, taken to the air like a cannonball. Rise and fall, cannonball has got hear the pop, get to feeling high. Finally, at 33, where the wind begins to cry. Get uptown, get 'em down, ball for all to see. Don't forget, save a trip before you flip to be another cannonball. Rise and fall, cannonball has got away. That's when you feel it coming on. That's when you feel it coming on. That's when you feel it coming on. That's when you feel it coming on.
Yo and hello, good evening everyone, and welcome back to Minions of the Zoo. This is the 1225th stream, and if you want to know what it is about, stick around because I promise I will explain later. And for those of you who can't tell because I am a Cyclops, I just winked. Now, joining me on this bullshit night of who knows what, we have the ever Australian, the ever Indorsian, Terry Diamantis.
Hey everyone.
How are you tonight, bud?
Not bad. I'm sure it's going to come up, so I might as well say it now. Annoyed at Steam for banning Super Seducer 3.
Oh, dude. Anyone who isn't, you need to fix that right meow, because I swear to Christ,
Yeah.
your life is not complete. There's something wrong with you. Maybe you weren't loved enough as a child. Maybe daddy left before you were born. I don't know, but you need to get that fixed right meow, because if you're not
Yes.
upset over Super Seducer 3,
So
I don't care to know you.
there is one silver lining, which is that Richard will now be releasing the uncensored version of the game. He said he's aiming for Wednesday, I think he said. So that'll be Thursday for me and my fellow Australians. So, keep an eye on my Twitter. I will post where to buy the game as soon as Richard makes that information available. And in the meantime, you should buy Super Seducer 1 and 2 if you haven't already, so that you know just how awesome 3 is going to be.
Terry's got the right idea, guys. Take it from someone who's played both games multiple times. You're missing out if you haven't experienced it yet. I mean, just watching someone play it is entertaining enough, but playing it yourself, being the one to choose and see all the various outcomes at your own free will, it is a great game. And I am also looking forward to the updates he's promise for the first two games too.
Yes, I'm very much looking forward to those. And just to quickly address Mr. Yes in chat, it's not going to be an uncensored patch because Steam rejected the game completely. He's releasing the full uncensored game, but he hasn't specified what storefront he's using to do that. So as soon as I have that information, I'll put it on Twitter.
Yes, and then you said that's coming out this Thursday for you, like this Australian Thursday?
Yes.
Okay, so
Yes.
that means I'll have to wait another 2 weeks after if it does come out, because I get paid the day before, and I owe for rent, I owe for the game, for the Batman game, board game, and then a couple other things, so I'll be pretty low on funds until the next pay period 2 weeks later, but I will be looking forward to that game.
Yes, no, very much so. And I look forward to watching your playthrough of it because I'll probably have already finished it, so I can point you towards the more hilarious of the available options if need be.
Yes, fair enough, and I look forward to that in chat too. Yes, Mr. Yes, the answer to your question, they should still be on Steam. I know I still have them, but that doesn't mean that they haven't been taken off yet. I haven't heard anything about them being taken off yet, though. Only number 3. So.
My understanding is that there's the only reason that 3 is being rejected is because of timing more than anything else, which is to say, because of the Pornhub thing, Steam has very tightly restricted its rules. If Super Seducer 3 had been submitted before that Pornhub thing where they had to delete 90% of the videos, it would have gone through pretty easily. But things being as they are, he submitted it at a bad time, and so Steam is very, very jittery when it comes to anything sexual. Even though there's no nudity at all in the game, the implication of it, I think, is they're just very, very nervous about anything of the sort.
People have ruined games, and I want to slap them for it. Keep your fucking politics out of my fucking game world, you bastards, you ignorant, arrogant cunts. This is all your fault, and I blame you all, and I hope you die a fiery, painful death.
And since this is a common thing, Mr. Yes, the reason Honey Pot 2 is fine is because it's a cartoon.
Yes.
Cartoons, CGI, anything that isn't live actors, Steam has basically opened, there's no restrictions on any of that content. The main thing is where there's live actors, even though Richard has submitted all the paperwork to more than prove everyone involved is over 18, they're just very, very nervous about anything that could open them up to litigation. So they're just staying very far away from anything, sexy that involves actual humans.
But Tigo biddies on anime girls, that's just fine.
Yeah,
that doesn't do anything to the degenerate youth of today. No, they're the millennials and whatever after are so sophisticated that they can handle cartoons but not flesh. I get it.
Well, I think it's more the case of not wanting to be sued.
I'm going to have to mute for a second here. I apologize.
A cartoon character can't sue Steam. An actor who is underage can, or their parents can. So that's why, if it's a cartoon character, if it's CGI, there's no actual human that is involved, then they don't care. Just there's full-on porn games on Steam, but they're all CGI or cartoon. And yes, to Mr. Yes, he absolutely could make an animated version of it and it would be fine. He'd have to hire an animator and it would cost way more than it's worth, but technically he could do that. So, that's the situation with Super Seducer. Della mentioned earlier there is updates to 1 and 2. I'm not 100% sure what those will be, but one thing I do know is he's going to put social media links for all the actors and actresses involved. So if there's a girl that you've really got your eye on, you'll find out who they are and be able to stalk them on Instagram.
But we highly recommend you not doing that because cyberstalking is a crime and it's also fucking creepy, you goddamn degenerates. Get a life.
Well, I will say if that is how you wish to spend your time, I will not stop you. But I will say it is probably not the best way to do things. But and yeah, live action is much nicer. Yeah,
Yes,
it
I
would.
agree.
I think it would ruin it if they animated it. It would be stupid.
Yeah, definitely agree with that statement right there. I mean, the whole I think the whole charm of the game series itself is the live actionness of it, and
Well, a lot of
not to
a
mention
lot
the
of it is
style
rich
of it.
bad acting.
Well, yeah, like, but not to mention like the style of the filming too. Like it's literally
Yeah.
just a bunch of video clips pieced together and set up to respond to certain choices. That's all, which is fucking
Yeah, but
brilliant.
there's a big difference between seeing Richard, rubbing his crotch and looking suggestively at a woman as if this is going to work, and just
Oh
seeing a cartoon of
yeah.
it, or like the raccoon that was running around and bit Richard
Oh,
because he
that was
got it as a
hilarious.
present. Like that would have been way less funny if it wasn't a real raccoon. So animating it would get past the Steam censorship, but I think it would detract enormously from the game.
Hmm.
And on a related note, on the subject of FMV games, did you see the one I tagged you in with the girl from Letterkenny?
Yes, Michelle Milet. I seen that. I seen that post. Actually, she shared that quite a while ago. So I remember seeing that.
Okay, cool.
It does seem like an interesting game, but I'm not sure it's quite my style yet. I have to look into it more though.
It's fairly straightforward. Choose your own adventure FMV game. So it'll be like, do you want to do this or this? And then you click the button, and then more video plays, and it's like, okay, now do you want to do this or this? So it's basically like a visual novel with FMV.
Yeah.
It's nothing special. I just thought you'd appreciate the casting choice.
No, I do. I just think the degenerate inside me would appreciate the casting choice more if the costume was a little tighter. At least in certain areas. I mean, she does have some fantastic assets worth showing off, if you know what I'm saying.
Yes. Well, if you would like to see her wearing a bra, that is part of the game. It's only for a few seconds, but hey, if you would like to get whatever you can, then the game is the Complex for the people in chat who don't know what I'm talking about. If you go on Steam, there's a game called The Complex, and the main character is Michelle Milet from Letterkenny,
Yes.
who is actually very attractive.
Yes, and she wears less clothing in Letterkenny too, which is fucking hilarious.
See, I don't really watch Letterkenny. I've seen a couple of clips on your channel, but I'm not familiar with the show beyond like some of the segments, like Shorzy and someone else shouting insults at each other.
Oh, Shorzy with Jonesy and Riley.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Fuck you, Jonesy. I made your mom so wet, Tuto had to deploy a infantry unit to stack sandbags 24 hours around my bed.
And I know there's a lot of segments where they just do like rapid fire puns. I think one
yes.
was like about cows or something, and they came up with like a whole bunch of cow puns in like 90 seconds.
Yeah, Jack Blacktoast, stuff like Milk and Lauman, stuff like that. Yeah, there was a whole few segments on that where they did one for like for ducks, Feather Locklear, pigs, Kevin Bacon, the obvious ones, and some clever ones. There was they also did ones for words that women don't like hearing, such as Moist, or there was a few other ones in that episode, but Moist was the main one that happened twice. So, you know, fucking driving around in Moist Benz. What, you never watched Mickey and Minnie Moist growing up? Three Moisketeers.
So, yeah, from what I've seen, it is a very funny show. It's just that it's not something that I've really seen a lot of. So, I don't know things about, you know, her level of clothedness in the show or anything like that. But, yeah, if you want to check out Michelle Milot, Letterkenny and The Complex are two excellent ways to go about that.
Mm-hmm. There was the latest season for Letterkenny. Just on a side note, I find it wasn't their best, or at least it wasn't one of their best for sure. But I did really enjoy one part of one of the episodes where they're talking to the kids because they're all being shit disturbers, and they're saying, you know, if you got all this free time, instead of being shitheads, why don't you just learn a trade or something useful for later down the line, kind of thing, right? And then, you know, they it's at the end of the talk, and two of them have this little epiphany moment where they're going to be like, you know what, you're right, I'm going to stop being a shitbag and I'm going to focus, set my goals, I'm going to become an actor. It's like, well, don't do that. And then he goes to explain why you shouldn't be a child actor. And then someone's like, yeah, I'm going to be an activist. It's like, well, don't do that. Like, you see all these child actors all fucked up because their parents push them to be child actors and famous and shit. Like, imagine how bad it is to be a child climate activist. And I'm like, sitting there and I watch that and I'm like, I need to insert a Greta clip into this. This has "How dare you" written all over it. And obviously I did, but it's like, yes, that was perfect.
And Mr. Yes is asking if you will play Adventures of Monkey Island. I'm guessing like he means on your stream.
I'm going to go ahead and guess probably not. I think I've heard of it, and if it's anything close to what I'm thinking of, that's definitely a no, but I'm leaving it as a probably because I'll double check later on and confirm that, but probably not. I have a lot of games planned to stream as is backed up, so adding one right now is probably not a good idea because I'll just forget it anyways.
I think that was Telltale who made the Adventures of Monkey Island that he's referring to. Because that from memory it was episodic. There were like 5 episodes. But I don't think they were quite as good as the classic Monkey Islands. I still think 3 is the best Monkey Island game of all.
Fair enough. Yeah, I'm at the point now where I want to finish the series of videos I'm working on right now, the ones that are coming out for the games, and I just want to, you know, done. Once that's done,
you cut out there for a second. Sorry, you cut out for a second.
Yeah, I'm at the point where I just want to finish working on the videos I'm currently scheduled, like the ones like the Mondays through Friday, the Sundays through Saturday games, shit like that. Once I get those done, I am fucking done for a while with videos, and then I'm just gonna stream the sequels from then on.
Fair enough.
I want to stream so bad, and doing videos is getting in the way of that.
Yeah, well, you mentioned that you're going to back off on the Who Dat videos as well, which it is a shame because I like them, but I mean, I understand if they're getting in the way of other things that you would rather be doing.
Yeah. Well, one of the other reasons I need to back off on that is I am having the hardest time finding suitable subcategories for one of the genres.
Yeah, I get it. It's one of those things where it's easy at the start, and then once you've done it for a while, it's like, well, what's left? And you've really got to start digging deep to find new things to do videos on. And so for Sora, yes, I believe it's called Tales of Monkey Island, not Adventures of Monkey Island, but it is made by Telltale, and it's a 5-episode series. It's not bad. I don't think it stood up to the original LucasArts ones.
Fair enough.
Maybe Adventure was the fourth game. I don't know. I don't remember. But yeah, and Mr. Yes brings up Leisure Suit Larry. Leisure Suit Larry is one of those things where it's not nearly as good as its reputation, but it's still kind of charming despite that.
If I was gonna stream Leisure Suit Larry, I'd have done it by now. In fact, there may have been an attempt to do it. I can't remember if I actually went through with it or not, but honestly, it's just not worth it for me. Like, it's not as good as it. Back when I first played it, it was more the idea that made me want to play it than the game itself. And now that I'm older, it's just like, okay, that's kind of lost to me now.
Yeah. Leisure Suit Larry has its charms. Like, it's still, like, if you like that type of humor, it's still there. I mean, you can still enjoy it.
Yeah.
It's just nowhere near as good as its reputation. A whole lot of its allure was you're a kid and you're not allowed to play it, so you try and sneak the game into the PC so you can like play it when no one's looking. As an adult, you don't need to hide it from anyone, and if you look at it as the game as opposed to the the taboo, it's fine. It's not terrible, but it's not as great as its reputation.
Yeah.
And
Cynic's telling me to stream Being a Dick. That is on my list. Do not worry. Like I said, I have a list of games that I do plan to stream, even games after the ones that I plan to do first and stuff like that. So it is going to be like, but Being a Dick is one of the games I do plan to stream eventually. First I have to get it, but that's going to be down the line. I'm in no rush for that because, like I said, other games planned ahead of that.
Just as a heads up, there is like porn in that game, so make sure you stream on a platform that allows it.
I have a way to fix that. Don't you worry.
Okay, no, I just wanted you to know that ahead of time, so you don't buy the game and think, "Oh fuck, I can't stream this."
Oh, yeah. No,
as long as
I tend to check out most games before I stream them, just for certain things, just in case.
Yeah. No, it's good. Good that you do that. I just better to be forewarned that this is full on porn. You probably don't want to put this on Twitch.
Oh yeah. Well, I actually have to do a test run of all the games I plan to stream before I actually stream them, just because there's so many variables in what it is, whether it's certain things with the game or conflicts with the platform that the game could bring up, such as the nudity, or even if my computer will run the game, or if my computer will even run the game and let me stream it, kind of thing at the same time, right? Because sometimes it'll let me run the game and stream it. Sometimes it'll only let me run the game. It depends on the game, right? So.
And Cynic is saying Season 2 should be finished by the end of the year. I will be buying that because I really enjoyed Season 1. So yeah, I'll definitely be checking that out. I think I forget his name. It's Dr. Pink Cake or something ridiculous like that. Cynic will know his name.
Right.
But yeah, I liked both of the games of his that I played. Acting Lessons was the other one, and that was dark. That was a very, very dark game, which I like. I like that. Dr. Pink Cake. Cynic is putting that in chat. But Acting Lessons is a really good story as long as you don't mind stories that go very, very dark.
Right. Yeah. No, I'll definitely be looking into that. I'm kind of looking forward to finally seeing how the rest of the Life is Strange series is too, because like the only games in that series I've played is the first one and then the Awesome Adventures of Captain Spirit. So I'm kind of looking forward to seeing how Life is Strange 2 plus Life is Strange Before the Storm play out too. So.
Well, Before the Storm is okay. It's not nearly as good as Life is Strange, but it is kind of cool just seeing the game from Chloe's perspective and you get a lot more detail on Rachel as a character. So
Yeah.
if that's something that you're interested in, Before the Storm is definitely for you. But in terms of overall quality, it doesn't compare to the original, but
That's to be expected, sadly.
realistically, you shouldn't expect it to.
Yeah. Yeah. And then, of course, the newer one that's coming out in September. Now, how much you want to bet there's going to be a delay before the release date actually comes up, before the original release date here?
Now, which game did you say, sorry?
The new Life is Strange they're working on.
Oh, right, yeah. I don't know. I don't know anything about it. I saw it come up on Steam, and then I just sort of put it in my I'll look at that later list, and then I kind of just didn't. I gather from our Twitter conversation you play an empath, so
Yes.
I'm not sure how they're going to handle that. I don't know the game mechanics that'll revolve around. So
Yeah, the synopsis. The synopsis was basically like the main character is an empath, and she just moves to this community, and then her brother dies. And I'm not sure if she's an empath before her brother dies or if after her brother dies she's an empath. The trailer and the description were a little vague on that, but I'm assuming it's after that she gets the empath ability, and then basically she could tell what emotion someone's feeling and see the aura, and then if she pushes herself, she could tell why they're in that mood.
okay, because I'm looking at the Steam page and it says Alex Chen hides her curse, the psychic power of empathy, the ability to absorb the emotions of others. So it's not just that she's empathetic; she can absorb other people's emotions. Which is
that's a common trait with empaths. If the emotion is strong enough, it can infect. What the trailer describes it is called as an infect. Like she gets infected with the emotion. So if someone's in a deep rage, she becomes deeply enraged, and she can't control it.
No, it's something that I would be interested in. I don't know that I would be buying it on release, but if you do get it and decide to stream it, I will 100% watch it.
Oh yeah, I will eventually get it. I probably like you said, I probably won't get it on release. I'll probably wait till a bit of time, get some wait till I can see some feedback or hear some feedback on it and stuff like that, and then maybe wait till it's on a discount kind of thing if I'm lucky too.
No, I'm all in favor of waiting for the reviews to come out and seeing what people think, and just to get the general consensus before you put money down, because it's not a cheap game. It's if I look at it, trying to find where you can buy. Like, Life is Strange Ultimate Edition is 120 Australian dollars. Deluxe Edition is 104.
Yeah.
And the bundle with the outfit pack is 89. So it's not cheap.
No, and like the DLCs I saw, one was like 4 extra outfits, and then one was like outfits from the previous, based off the previous games, and 4 extra stories or something like that. It's like, okay, fuck off. Remember when games used to be put all together, and there was no extra fees to get the other pieces. It made me remember of when you said that kind of thing.
But plus, I mean, I use default colors for everything, so more outfits doesn't actually mean anything to me. I don't see the point in changing the default.
I don't give a shit what outfit they're wearing, man. They will still do what I say regardless of it.
Yeah, exactly. Mr. Yes is bringing up Gabriel Knight. That is a fun series, but they kind of decline in quality as they go on. The first one is very traditional point and click. Mm-hmm. The second one is an FMV game. And the third one is the one that everyone jokes killed adventure games because of the ridiculous puzzles in it. But it's like it's a 3D first-person adventure game where you kind of like have free reign to roam around wherever you want. It's really weird and it doesn't really work. But I mean, if you like Gabriel Knight, I mean, you might as well get all three. But it's definitely a series that declines with each additional entry.
Right.
And Sanitarium, he also mentions, I played that ages ago. I remember nothing about it. So that's probably a bad sign.
I think I have that game, but I just like I have. I'm not gonna say I have too many because look who I'm sitting next to, but I have more than I can keep track of for sure. I'll put it that way, at least. And like I said before, I've got plenty of games already planned out and picked out, and some still need to be tested, of course. But that's just the point of it all, anyways. Like.
But it turns out I don't have Sanitarium on Steam, so I'm thinking I played it on GOG instead.
Yeah.
Because I've definitely played it. I've recognized the cover art with the eyeball. So 100% I've played it, and I don't remember anything about it.
Yeah. You know what? I seen you playing what was it, Guilty Gear lately?
Oh yes, that's a fighting game.
Yeah. I was so I went through my Steam library today to decide if I was going to try and do a game stream, if I was going to do one of these streams, and turns out I have that game too.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. It's like, oh, okay, yeah, I totally forgot I had a Guilty Gear game. All right, moving on.
So, it says that you've played the Dragon Ball Fighters game.
I noticed you were playing that too. I'm like, wait, Terry? Oh yeah, that's right. He did. We did talk about that. Okay, yeah.
But the same people who made that Dragon Ball Fighters game made Guilty Gear and Blaze Blue.
Yeah.
So that's the main reason that I got it, because I know nothing about Dragon Ball. I watched one episode of the show and I didn't like it, but people assure me, no, it's a good game. It's made by Arc System Works. Like, okay, I'll try it.
Yeah.
And it's okay. It's not their best game by any means.
I honestly don't even remember how I got it. I just woke up one day and it was in my Steam library. I'm pretty sure I did a demo and they accidentally gave me the full game afterwards.
Don't complain.
I'm
awesome.
not. I'm just. It's just something I like to mention once in a while. It's like, yeah, okay, that was fucking. But I did reinstall that today. I'm gonna try and start playing that soon. The fighters.
Cool. There's a game called Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle or something in that vein, and Dragon Ball Fighters is basically that game, but with Dragon Ball characters instead. There's a lot of similarities between the two, so I think they kind of just took their existing game as a base and then plastered the Dragon Ball license all over it.
Could be. Wouldn't be the first time someone's done something like that, I'm sure.
No, not at all. My biggest problem with it is the auto combos, where if you just hit the same button over and over and over again, you will do an entire combo. And like, not just like light punch 3 times, it'll be, light punch, medium punch, heavy punch, special move to knock them up into the air, jump cancel, more moves, cancel into super. It's like, all I did was hit light punch 10 times and I did like all this stuff. And it's like, that takes away from the fun of playing. I mean, I didn't do anything. I just sat there tapping a button. I think you should earn that kind of stuff. You should have to, know how to do the moves and know how they flow into each other rather than just mash.
I seen a video a little while back from a channel called RDC World 1. They did a little skit. Where playing back in the day, playing like fighter games where they got those where when you go to the pause menu and you see the fighters' technique or move list, and it shows you the different combinations for their skills. It's like all the impossible ones that everyone would struggle with. Be like, they'd be so difficult. But man, how is this even possible? Why are you gonna put this as a fucking? How is this a doable move list? You know, kind of thing. And he's like, so he's reading it off. He's like, okay, up, down, B, blah 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 blah. Flip the controller 3 times. Flip the controller 3 times. Man, how you gonna know I flipped the controller, man? Just flip it in the air 3 times. It's like. It keeps reading it, they're crazier and crazier. So he goes, okay, man, this can't be real. Looks up the fucking YouTube tutorial. My God, this nigga actually flipping this controller, man, and it's working for him. It's working for him. But my God, it's fucking hilarious.
It's yeah. If you look at like what I consider proper fighting games, like even like Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, Blaze Blue, Guilty Gear, stuff where you don't get auto combos. The combo trials, people will actually make YouTube videos of them completing the combo trials because they're really fucking hard, and it's like bragging rights that look what I can do. I've never seen anyone do combo trials for Dragon Ball Fighters or Blaze Blue Cross Tag. It's like, okay, you did a 5-hit combo with 2 buttons involved. That's not impressive. No one cares.
Yeah.
It's I think the problem besides the auto combos, the story mode in Dragon Ball Fighters is pretty bad.
Oh,
I don't know if it's meant to be similar to the cartoon because I didn't watch it, but the idea is you wake up, like you the player wake up in Goku's body.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that is,
I'll give you just sorry to interrupt. It's an original story, not the anime story, but still, sorry. Go ahead.
Okay, no, and like this is their justification for why you can control him in the game. Like you don't need to justify that.
No.
And then like you rescue Krillin, I think his name is, bald guy with like dots on his head.
Yeah.
And then you find out, oh, you can transfer your consciousness into Krillin, but you can only be in one character at a time, and that's why it's a tag fighter, and that's why they don't just all gang up on the bad guys at once. You can only inhabit one body. Like, you don't need to justify this. It's a video game. We know it's a video game.
Yeah.
You just
and
treat it as if that's given.
And honestly, to any person who plays the game that has followed the Dragon Ball Z storyline enough, obviously this doesn't include you, Terry, because as you've told me, you said you've seen like one episode and that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know that is a shit thing because all that means is you're basically a bitch-ass form of Baby who in the GT saga is a being that can infest the minds and bodies of others, but he could do more than one person at a time. He does have a main core, but he could spread his consciousness to others as well.
Okay, because Baby is actually one of the DLC characters.
Yes.
And I didn't know anything about the character except that people online like using Baby because like I guess he's like really powerful in fights. But that is my entire knowledge of the Dragon Ball world is the beginning of the story that I've played and watching people fight on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
So I know that Gogeta, and I don't know who Gogeta is. I don't know anything about Gogeta, but in the game he has a super move that instant kills, and everyone is either obsessed with doing it to troll or complaining that it's broken and it ruins the game. That is my entire knowledge of Gogeta.
Yeah, Gogeta is a fusion character, so he's a combination of Goku and Vegeta.
Okay, I've heard those names. I know that Goku's like the main character.
Yeah, and then Dragon Ball Z, Vegeta becomes he becomes Goku's best friend / rival, even though he kind of likes to put up that he hates everyone.
And one of the main problems I'm having is all the characters look too similar. Like, They just look like generic karate guys
Yeah.
in orange suit.
And a lot of them, it's, well, like for the orange suit, most of them, aside from one of them, it's because they had the same teacher for their martial arts.
Okay.
And then one of them is because his dad had that teacher, and he just looks up to his dad and wants to use the same colors as his dad, kind of thing. But still. And then for, like, say Goku, who looks exactly like his father minus a scar, or looks exactly like his youngest son when this son is a boy, they explained that Saiyan genetics are pretty fucking... we don't give two shits. There's not a lot of variancy, so for most Saiyans, it's like you're gonna have a strong resemblance to your father, or kind of thing.
Yeah, fair enough. No, I mean, like, as an outsider, the characters are interchangeable.
Right.
Like, I actually like it when there's a character that looks totally different. It's like, okay, the green guy is Piccolo. I can remember that. I will know when I see big green guy, that's Piccolo. I can remember that. But if I see, generic karate guy called Gohan and generic karate guy called Goku, I'm going to get them mixed up.
Yeah. And it's funny you say that big green guy, because like in the Team 4-Star parody versions, one of the nicknames he gets in that is Big Green.
Oh, okay. That's cool. The other character I really liked was, I think it's pronounced Frieza, but it's Frieza.
Yes.
And I think he looks really cool. I really like the visual design of his character.
I agree. I'm more fond of his final form, which I'm assuming is what you're talking about. But he did have some killer. They did have some pretty creative ideas for alternate forms of him too.
So the one I'm thinking of kind of looks like Mewtwo, except more humanoid.
Yes,
and less feline.
Yeah, that would be his final form until the newer saga, when he learns to look the same except gold instead of white.
And Mr. Yes is throwing names at me. Gohan looks like Yamcha. Yes, they do. Goten is also Goku's son. I actually don't think I've encountered Goten in this game. I know I've rescued Gohan, and he's on my team, but I don't think I've encountered Goten.
He'd be the little kid with the same hairstyle as Goku, if you...
No, I'm pretty sure I haven't rescued him yet, if he's even in the game.
Mr. Yes, I've seen it all. Aside from probably one of the newest... Oh, sorry, what?
I'm going to assume he's referring to Gran Turismo, because that is what GT means to me.
I think so. I don't know.
But I assume GT is some Dragon Ball thing.
Yeah. In the sagas, it goes Dragon Ball series, Dragon Ball Z series, Dragon Ball GT series, Dragon Ball Super series, kind of thing.
Okay. Is Super Android 17 from GT in the game? I will look that up, because I actually have the wiki open.
I think he might be in the game now. I'm not sure. All my knowledge comes from seeing posts online.
So there is Android 17. I don't know if they're Super Android or just normal Android, but there is a character named Android 17 in the game.
That would be basic.
And I do know that the villain is Android 21. I don't know if that's from the cartoons or an original character, but that's like the villain that you're fighting. And
I believe she's from the manga.
Okay. And Android 16 is one of the ones that you encounter early on. He's like supposed to be your friend, but he's being corrupted to the enemy side or something like that.
Yeah.
So I don't know anything about Android 17. I think Android 18 is the wife of one of the characters.
The bald one with no nose.
Yeah. So I'm pretty sure I've rescued Android 18. She's not on my team, like I can't use her in the fight. Though according to the wiki, eventually I can. But as far as I've gotten in the story, I've rescued her because she was about to get beat up by 21. But or maybe it was Cell. Someone was going to beat her up,
Right.
and we rescued her.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Oh, and there's a character that you can't use, but Bulma, Bulma.
Oh, yeah.
She's like the mum team leader kind of thing.
Yeah. She's actually Vegeta's wife and Goku's first friend from childhood.
Okay. But yeah, she's like the one who keeps everyone in line. Like when they start sort of getting carried away with, overly strong displays of bravado, she'll like sort of get everyone back in line. It's like they cut that out. She's kind of like team leader sort of thing.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, it comes natural when she is a tech genius herself, daughter of a tech genius and scientific genius, and she's also part of the wealthiest family on the planet. I guess it kind of rings leader.
So there's a DLC character, so I haven't actually encountered them at all, but everyone uses this guy on YouTube. The name is Broly, and he's like fucking huge.
Yes.
He's like a giant dude.
Yeah.
That looks like everyone else.
And he is the most, like, the original Broly. The newer Broly is kind of different, but the original Broly is the most bitch-ass backstory ever.
Okay, cool.
He was born OP, but he got has a problem and gets uncontrollably enraged at the sight of Kakarot or Goku because when they were babies, Goku was put next to him in the crib next to him, and he would just cry nonstop and annoy the shit out of him. So now every time he sees or hears the name of Goku or sees anyone who looks remotely like Goku, he just loses all shit and goes buck wild on their asses, and it's fucking stupid as hell.
Okay, because that makes sense then, because his super move is him getting like really pissed off and then like this green laser shooting out of his eyes.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Yeah.
And so that explains why he's getting so angry. He's just triggered by Goku.
Yeah. The most OP character is the biggest bitch. That always amused me.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Like, I've got the list of characters. Most of them, like, I don't have any strong feelings towards. But I think Captain Ginyu has a pretty cool. I like his design. He looks pretty cool. He's got a brain shaped head, which is kind of cool. I don't know anything about his personality, but I just like the look of him. He looks pretty cool.
You should see him dance.
I'll have to see if that's in the game.
Oh, it's. I would imagine it's part of his move list is doing his little dance poses, just like it always is in the games.
I haven't unlocked him, so I don't know what his move list is like. But when I do, I'll let you know.
Well, to give you a little backstory, Captain Ginyu is the leader of a small group known as the Ginyu Force. A very small, flamboyant group of multi-species people. And they all flamboyantly dance and strike a pose for seemingly no reason anytime they accomplish something.
So I think I've seen that. There were like 5 characters, and they did kind of like the Team Rocket thing where they had like this set introduction and like they're forming all these poses, and I think they sort of like formed a triangle or something with their bodies. I didn't realize he was part of that, but yeah, I that is in the game. There's like Android 21 does something, and then like they like we'll help, and then they do this big overblown sort of introduction thing, and then she's like, yeah, whatever, and it goes, it's going.
Yes.
So he's kind of like a comic relief then.
Well, yeah, especially when spoiler alert, for anyone who gives a shit about spoilers, it's been out long enough anyway, so fuck you all. He has a very unfortunate ending, as his special move is basically to change bodies with whoever he's fighting.
Okay.
So when he's losing against someone stronger than him, he'll find an opportunity and change bodies with them. But in the in his fights with Goku and his friends and stuff like that, he changes body with Goku, and then wins that fight. Eventually goes to fight someone else and tries to change body with them when he's losing. And then Goku throws a frog in the way, so he ends up getting trapped in the body of a frog instead.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Now, in the newer series, he does eventually get free of that frog. Like, he lives in the body of a frog far longer than a frog should live, and then eventually finds another body to change into. But it's short-lived because he's just Thanos by an energy blast.
That is awesome. That is the best way to defeat him that I've ever heard. You make him inhabit the body of a frog.
Yeah.
That is brilliant.
And it works too because normally his attack involves someone saying change places in order for him to activate the technique. But in the body of a frog, he can't say that. So he has to write it out in the ground or something like that and hope that he can get them to stupidly read it while he activates it.
Yeah. That is hilarious. So yeah, that's about the extent of my experience with the game. I'm about I think I'm about done with chapter 1 of 3. So there's like 3 arcs to the story, and I think I'm about finished with the first one. Right. So far, the story is clones exist, kill the clones. BT dubs, there's this weird thing that's making everyone weak, so they can only fight if you are inhabiting their body. That's the story.
Yeah, I forgot about that part too, because I've seen a few clips over on YouTube and stuff like that, because I was curious about the story myself, so...
Yeah. The story is not good. I mean,
no.
I'll keep playing it because I do actually like... what the story mode does is between the story mode clips, it actually gives you a map. And like there's various fights, and if you want, you can just make a beeline for the boss. Or you can like take your time, kill every single thing, level up, explore a bit. I mean, it's not really exploring, but you know, like... and the longer you take, the stronger the enemies get. So if you're like, fuck, I can't do this, you can make a beeline for the boss and I'll be pushover. Or you could wait till the last turn, because you've got a turn limit of how many moves you're allowed to make before it's game over. If you wait for the last turn, they'll actually be quite strong, I think. I don't bother with that. I will kill every enemy on the screen, but I won't delay things to make them stronger. It's just like I'll kill everyone, but I'll do it as fast as I can.
Right.
It's no, I recommend the game if you like if you like seeing cool shit happen. This is the game for you, because for real, the graphics are very exciting. If you're just watching the game, it is very spectacular to look at. I'm not a huge fan of the gameplay because, like I said, I don't like the auto combos.
Right.
But if you're just watching it, it is very visually spectacular. Arc System Works is very good when it comes to visual flair in their games.
Fair enough.
And there is another game that I haven't played yet, but it's called Grand Blue Fantasy Versus. And that is also by Arc System Works. And that's going to be the next one after I finish the story mode in Dragon Ball. Mm-hmm. I really want to try that. Because they've actually got quite a nice compromise between letting the people like me actually perform the moves and letting the people who just want to muck around have easy access to them. So you can do the moves normally, like, quarter circle, half circle, whatever it is, or you can hit the special move button. The problem is, if you use the special move button, the move goes on a cooldown and you can't use it for a few seconds. So you can either have like really easy access to the move, or you can do it yourself whenever you want. And I think that's a cool balance. I think it's a good way of making it accessible to people who are new to the genre without making people like me annoyed that they can do a 20-hit combo by mashing the Y button.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll definitely be trying that next.
Just to deviate from the conversation, the current topic for a quick second, I learned something very interesting about my chair recently. You know how PewDiePie brags about how his chair can go like that? Like just vertical 100%?
I don't watch PewDiePie. I didn't know that he did that. So
well, PewDiePie has his own gaming chair out, and he used to like to brag about when he was advertising for it how, can your chair do this? And he would just go all the way back. I'm like,
oh, okay, cool.
That's a cool feature. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, that's a cool feature. But for $400 plus shipping or taxes, I'm not gonna be buying that chair.
No,
my chair cost me under $200, and it shipped and arrived in less than a week, and it can do that.
Right.
I found out it could do that. It's fucking awesome. It's scary, but I could go all the way back.
I think my chair probably could, because mine cost like the hundreds of dollars because my chair broke, and I was like, every chair I buy breaks within a couple of months. Can anyone recommend a good chair? And then Hammer, like the one-ton Hammer, suggested DX Racer. I was like, okay, I'll spend the extra money, get a chair that's not going to break, and it's it's held up. It's still fine. It's a good quality chair.
Oh, yeah.
So if you have a few $100 to spend on a chair, I can recommend it. It's just exceptionally expensive for a chair.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I mean, I found mine on Amazon, and I think I kind of lucked out on it too. So
yeah, cool. No, mine is probably capable of going all the way back. It's just I've never had a reason to do that. Do second-person shooting games exist? I don't know how that's possible, to be honest, because if it's first person, then it's like from the character's perspective. If it's third person, then it's like you can see the character. I don't know how a second person shooting game would even work conceptually. I don't know how that would work.
That's just one of those questions that's just being asked for the sake of being asked, I'm assuming.
No, I know, but I don't even know what a second-person shooting game would be. I can't conceptualize what that would be. So I'm going to say probably not. They probably don't exist.
I'm going to go ahead and just assume it's definitely non-existent. Because I am that type of asshole to drag you down with me.
Fair enough. See, a top-down game is still third-person because you can see your character.
Oh, I thought a top-down game was like when you make it to first base on a game. or when you're driving a fancy car in a racing game.
If that's what it is, Mr. Yes, then no, that game doesn't exist because that would be retarded. Like, if your character is facing you...
wait, no, well... Now, to be fair, in Minecraft, you can do 3 different views. There is, like, POV, like, you see like you're looking out of your own eyes kind of thing. There is the view where you could see everything around, like the camera's just above your character, behind the back of your head. And then there's the point. Then there's the perspective where you can see what your character looks like when you look at it. So, like he's describing right there. So, yeah, I guess if that's what it is, that does exist as a perspective. But I don't know about shooting games.
Well, but yeah, like if the shooter is facing the camera, how the hell are you going to aim at anything? Like,
Unless you're playing a suicide game.
Maybe that's what it is.
You're just sitting there in front of the mirror.
Simulator.
Do I pull the trigger now, or do I wait another 5 minutes and just listen to this next emo
Suicide
song?
Simulator 2021. It's no, I'm going to say that doesn't exist.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that too.
So yeah, there was a bunch of FMV games that I played sort of like while I was waiting for Super Seducer 3 because I naively thought that it might actually get released on Steam. So the Complex is one of them, but one of my favorites was Death Come True is what it's called. And like the idea is that you kind of want to die. Like the game's more about finding all the cool ways to die than it is about anything else. Like there's a story to it, and as the story progresses, you find out more about the world and the story. But pretty much every option you take will end up with you dying, and then time will reset, and then your character will learn from the events that led up to that death more of the story, and then they can go a different path, die a different way, and learn even more of the story.
There you go.
And it's like such a novel concept that you want to find all the deaths. You don't want to avoid them. Because first of all, it's impossible. There is zero paths that don't result in death. But also, that's how you uncover the story, is by getting as far as you can, dying, and then going a different way on your next path.
Right.
That's a game I can recommend for the novelty of it.
Fair enough.
And there is a game called 5 Dates that you should not play under any circumstances because my God, is it boring.
Oh boy.
So the basic idea is you're a guy who has started a dating profile and you match with 5 ladies. And so you have to go through the first date conversation and make them like you enough to agree to a second date and then a third date. And then it ends.
Joy.
So don't get that game. It is boring as fuck. Do not recommend.
Good to know.
I think I'm about exhausted in terms of conversation. I don't know that there's much else that's springing to mind.
No, I think we've covered all we need to cover tonight. I mean, I wasn't planning to go for very long tonight, anyways. Just a nice, quick, chill stream. Nothing fancy and all that jazz.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yeah, all right.
It's always fun to have a chance to just chat.
Exactly, right? And, it's nice to take a break from doing the games and just, like, I know you guys in chat don't see the games all the time, but I mean, like, for me itself, it's definitely nice for me to not, as much as I love doing the games as a break for you guys and for myself from all the other stuff we cover on the other nights, it is nice for me not to do a game stream once in a while and just, let's just have I don't even care if it goes wrong. Let's just have a cool, chill stream with whoever shows up or doesn't show up and just see how things go.
No, it's also, I mean, it's easy to kind of get caught up with just life and, like, not get a chance to just sit down and chat with each other. So it's always good when you get a chance to sort of talk,
Exactly. Hell, I could be here doing a stream by myself, and I could do it I could be saying nothing. I would still do that stream. And you know what? I would be happy with that. I could have someone in the chat going, dead air, dead air, and I would just be like, yeah, and
Well, yeah,
welcome
if-
to
if
the
I
sound of
had to do-
silence.
If I had to do a stream on my own, there would be a lot of dead air.
I mean, I'm just that
I-
kind of person. I don't care. As long as you
I
guys, as long as
need-
it doesn't bother you guys too much, it's fine by me.
I need a conversational partner. I can't talk to the ether. I need to be talking to someone. I need like responses. Otherwise, I get sort of self-conscious about like, why am I doing this? Is anyone even listening? Kind of thing. So I prefer having someone else on the stream that I can sort of converse with.
Fair enough. I mean, the whole point of me doing this is, like, I know, regardless of whether I have someone or not, I'm going to be self-conscious. Like, why? Like, I'm self-conscious. It's like, why is anyone even fucking here? I mean, like, you know what? This is why I like having guests, because I can justify, it's like, okay, they're here for Terry. That's great. Whether that's true or not, I don't care. Don't tell me, because I don't want to hear it, and I probably won't believe you anyways. It doesn't matter. It's just, it's like, yeah, okay.
If I'm being brutally honest, I don't think they're here for either of us. I think watching Minions is just part of their daily routine, and so like they just do it out of habit.
Honestly, I think that's the case for a lot of people too, and there's nothing wrong with that. I am not complaining. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying.
No,
And you know
I'm
what?
not complaining. I'm just
I've been there.
I don't think either of us can take credit for it.
No, I do it for certain streams too. Like, I've been backing off on some streams, but there's still others that I just watch because of habit. It's like, you know what? I was only like, there's sometimes I'll be watching a stream out of habit, and once in a while something will come up, and I'll just be like, you know what? I'm good. I'm gonna go watch something else for a change, just because yeah, this is not going out. Like, something happens, like, yeah. I can't pretend it's just background noise anymore. I don't want to watch them for this right now. Like, just sometimes I wake up, it's like, why am I still watching this? It used to be good. It no longer entertains me. I need to find something better.
I can't do background noise. If I have a YouTube video on, I have to be paying attention to it. Otherwise, I think, why have I got it running? Like, I need to. Like, my brain won't let me ignore it to do something else. It's like, no, I've turned it on. I'm going to watch it. And so, yeah, if I turn on a stream, it's like a commitment. I'm going to watch the entire thing, or get pissed off and leave if
Yeah.
if it's something that I end up not liking.
Yeah. Yeah. There's plenty of times I've been in a stream and it's like, you know what? This is cool, but I'm out. It's no longer for me. I can understand like certain people liking it, but this is just definitely not my thing. Like, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like, it's just, you're growing or shrinking. It doesn't matter which one it is. You're changing as a person. We all do that from time to time. Like, our tastes change or things change over time, and it's all good. It's all good. We all are different that way.
There's so many channels that I've subbed to and then just eventually decided I'm not really enjoying this anymore and unsubbed. It's like, that's not my thing anymore. Yeah. People change.
Like, to use an example for me, Sinatra is a channel that falls under that category. Yeah. Sinatra's a good guy. He's a cool person, and he seems pretty intelligent, and he does some great content. Unfortunately, it got to the point where, you know what? This isn't the kind of great content that I'm into.
Yeah.
To me, it rubs me the wrong way, the way he does it. But I still respect and appreciate what he does and how he does it.
Like, for me, Irate Bear / Irate Alex, like, he seems to be focusing on this Shani or whatever it is. Like, every time I see him post on Twitter, he's plugging a video about this Shani. It's like, I don't know who that is. I don't want to know. And so I just don't watch his stuff anymore because... But, like, as a person, I still like him. He's still a great guy. It's just that I don't want to watch videos about this person I don't care about.
Yeah, I get that too. Yeah, he does. That's another one for me too. I have backed away a lot on Alex's content. In fact, it got to the point where when I joined his Discord when he first had it going on recently, and then I left because it's like, you know what, this is just all the same shit, and I don't need to be a part of it because like there's nothing I have to contribute to it. Like, it's all drama, and that's fine. That's fine. I'm just not going to be a downer about it, and I'm not gonna contribute to it, so I'm just gonna back away from it instead.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a problem with people who love drama. I mean, Monkey himself, he says he loves drama. Like, if that's what you're into, go watch it. It's not my thing.
And look, I like a bit of drama every once in a while myself, but not all the damn time and not that damn much.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna get that invested in it. But hey, all the power to him if that's what he wants and it works for him. I don't mind it.
And I actually, speaking of drama, I got blocked by someone for my sharp powers of observation because they tweeted, "Fuck everyone who says China virus. Seriously, fuck you."
And they said
me being the eagle eye that I am, I pointed out, you just said it yourself, and I got blocked for that.
Obviously, I'm the exception. Why did you have to point out the flaw?
Well, context is only important when it's about me. It's irrelevant whenever someone I don't like is talking, but, when I'm talking, clearly there's a context to what I'm saying.
Have you never heard the saying, rules for thee, but not for me? I mean, come on.
Okay, so Misty, yes, is asking who it was. I don't know, some rando. I could look through my profile and try and find it, but it's not that important. Just some idiot.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't Sophane. It was someone that I'd never heard of before. I just happened to see their post. So it's no one that I'd ever heard of, so I doubt you would know them either.
Mm-hmm. You know what I really enjoy? When you randomly get blocked by someone who replies to you and then blocks you immediately so you can't see it. It's like, you're a special kind of special, aren't you?
Yes. That is a pretty cowardly thing to do.
I find it hilarious. It does annoy me a bit because there's that small part of me going crazy. It's like, I kind of want to know what they said now.
Oh, it's easy to find out.
Oh, yeah,
If you open an incognito or private browser, then you won't be logged in, so the block won't affect you. The only exception is if they've locked their profile to followers only. So if they haven't done that, you can unblock yourself by essentially just logging out.
No, fair enough.
If you're curious enough to do it, it's like.
Yeah, I've also discovered that if I tweet about it, even just laughing about it, not even asking what was put there, just saying it's fucking hilarious that people do that, someone will be kind enough to unpromptedly post a screenshot of it for you too.
Yeah.
Which is rather nice. It's unnecessary, but it's appreciated nonetheless. So thank you, folks who do that.
Yeah, I usually just open an incognito, private browser just to see what it was, because I get curious too.
Right. If I was that curious, I'd just go on the alt I never use anymore and look at it.
Yeah, that works too. But like in Chrome or Brave, it's really just right-click and then choose Open in Private Browser. So it's like no effort to do it. It's like, sure, let's find out what they said.
Mm-hmm.
You won't be able to reply, obviously, but you can still see what they said.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think we're going to wrap it up there for tonight, folks. So thank you for coming and joining us, especially those of you that stuck around even after Monkey went live. You guys are the best.
Mm-hmm.
And to those of you that left, well, I hope you enjoy what you went to go watch, but know that you missed out and your lives are pretty pathetic now. So
yeah.
Remember that next time this happens, and hopefully you'll make the better choice. But until then, thank you guys once again for coming to hang out. Terry, thank you as always for coming to hang out with me, my man. I appreciate it.
It's always fun.
I know you have a very busy schedule, especially on Sundays. So
I
can't thank you enough for fitting me into that schedule. There is a high demand for Terry, ladies and gentlemen, if you were not aware of it. So tune in as much as you can to get your Terry fix on pretty much any channel that he is in accordance with, which is a very vast list. But until then, tune in tomorrow, guys, for roughly the same time where Quiz may actually start on time. At least the intro. You never know. He's been doing that to fuck with me lately, and I'm convinced that's the only reason it is because he's probably caught wind of my promoting his shows. That bastard. I meant no offense, Quiz. I think it was awesome, but still, if you want to ruin that for me, go right ahead. That's your right. But tune in tomorrow because Quiz is going to be painting something, and you know it's going to be an interesting conversation. There's most likely going to be some donkey action going on, and I don't mean that in a Mexican video kind of way, so get your minds out together. Looking at you, Sora. We could also probably expect a rocky conversation if Geodes were to show up on that night, but you know how we won't know until we find out, so tune in tomorrow, guys. And thank you one last time, but have a good night all. The zoo is closed.
Bye, everyone.